Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I'm going to show you this really fun edge technique, and it's super duper easy. Now typically I would use this technique if I was doing kind of like a, prissy frou-frou tea party card or something, but I had this stamp that was just burning a hole in my pocket, or cardstock sheets, I don't know, burning a hole in something, I had to use it. And it's the Can Can Girls by Lost Coast Designs. So I decided I was going to throw this kind of like elegant, old-fashioned technique with this is a vintage card with kind of like a modern twist. So anyway, I'm just going to show you how to do this edge and remind you that sometimes it's fun to take different techniques and mix them together in unusual ways. Yeah, all right. So what we start with is a folded piece of cardstock, and on the edge, where it's folded, see where it's folded, you're gonna draw a line, an inch from the edge all the way down. Okay, you need that to kind of measure, and then you'll want to use a right angle. You probably have one of these around in your desk, or maybe your kids have one for geometry class. It's a 45-degree triangle. You can make one. Cut a square of paper and just cut it corner to corner. You'll have a 45-degree mark. And then I just went along my straight edge of my score pal, and I drew a line. Let me slide that ahead here. I drew a line every 1/4 inch. See that? See how I have all those little marks? I drew it kind of dark because I wanted you to be able to see it, but don't draw it this dark because you'll have to erase those pencil lines if you don't cut exactly on the lines. And then I'm just using my scissors to cut along each of those lines. So very, very easy. I'm just going to cut each of these lines all the way to the end. And I think I'll pause it here so you don't have to watch me do every single one of these cuts. Be back in just a second. Okay, after you've cut all these, you'll notice you have this little spot on the end of this little triangle that doesn't really belong. One of these things is not like the other. We're going to snip that right off. Alright, so now you got something that looks like this. Are you with me? Alright, we're cooking with grease. So we're going to open this up and lay it flat. And we are going to fold. We're going to leave the first strip alone, and we're going to go to the second strip, and we're going to fold it over the first. And you might want to line this up with, like, if you have a cutting mat, line it up with one of the, on the line, or just line it up to a ruler or something, and then you can fold it down just to that line if you want to. And that will just kind of help you as you start folding every other strip down to make your little braid or lattice or whatever you want to call it. These used to be very popular, I'd say about 10 years ago. They were called diamond folds or lattice folds. And they were different brass stencils you could buy if you wanted to do them in shapes, and you could buy templates, and it was just the kind of cool. There were lots of options, but they kind of fell out of popularity, but I think they're still really pretty to put on a card. So there you go. I'm trying to kind of bring back on old art, actually. I don't know how old, I don't know where it originally stems from, but it sure is a pretty way to add a little flair to your card, and it doesn't cost you any money because you're using, doesn't cost you any extra money, I should say, because you're using, part of your card that you already have. You know what I mean? So you just keep folding every other strip back, basically. And I bet you could even, since we have a wider gap here, we have extra room, we could probably even folded them down more, and on the edge of the card, you'd probably get like a double lattice look, but let's just stick with the basics for now, shall we? Alright, so now we have this, which is very pretty, and this would be a pretty border on a scrapbook page even. Then you want to fold your card back up again, and then you end up with the pretty edge. And I would probably just go ahead and trim that off a little bit shorter so that I have an edge, something like that. Like that, and trim that down. Or, maybe even fold that back once. Or you can do whatever you want to finish up the edges. But there you have it. A really, really fun technique for the edge of any of your cards. Thank you so much for watching. If you like that video, please, I would appreciate a nice thumbs up. Subscribe so you don't miss any of my other videos. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment below under the video, and I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting!